Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Kid Milk, and this is week one of the NABZ Pokemon Draft League. I'm super excited to be here. I've only ever done one draft league before, and it's been with a bunch of my friends. So the skill level of this one is going to be significantly higher. I think this is a VGC 2026 Regulation G draft league. So no restricted legendaries, but you got your Ogrepons and your Urshifus and the other legendaries, the non-box art legendaries and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into it and show you guys what I ended up drafting as well as what we're up against this week. So, first of all, this is my team here, the Flipper Floppers. I love these guys so very much. I actually ended up being the first draft this week, or the first pick for the draft, sorry. And I decided to lock in Walking Wake as my starting pick here. I wanted to solidify myself as a Sun player. I've been playing a lot of Sun. So I picked Walking Wake because I figured if I took that, nobody else was really going to try to contest me on Sun. And I feel like if you want to play a Sun team, you really need that Walking Wake so you can maintain that water type coverage in the Sun without wondering, am I gonna do Sun or am I gonna pick my water type for coverage? I don't know. Walking Wake, you kind of avoid that problem. So I really enjoy playing Walking Wake. Hydro Steam is an absolutely busted move. It does 1.5 times damage in the sun and is a water move. So it's kind of cracked. After I picked Walking Wake, I took some supporting pieces. I drafted Torkoal and Illumise there, both which are really good sun setters. Illumise, who I picked Illumise over Volbeat because it gets access to fake tears, which if the sun is already up and Tailwind is already up and I need something for him to do, I think fake tears is always going to be a fantastic option. Increase the damage that my Walking Wake is going to be doing. Roaring Moon as well. He's an excellent photosynthesis user. He can do absolutely massive damage to almost anything that we're going to be ending up seeing. After that, I drafted a Hitmontop. I think this team could use a little bit more support here. It's got Fake Out and Intimidate. I like to think of him as kind of a Diet Incineroar light. He's also got access to Wide Guard, which I really, really appreciate on a supportive piece. After that is Chandelure, who I drafted because it's got access to Trick Room, which is something that I really need a mode for. If I'm going to be using Torkoal, then I'm going to need a couple of ways to set up Trick Room. And also does some good fire damage, so I didn't really have a lot of fire pieces at this point, and fire attackers who could set up Trick Room are few and far between, but I'm hoping we'll get to see Chandelure in a couple of games here at least. Executor I drafted for a very similar reason. It's got chlorophyll, so he's got that double speed in the sun, as well as that trick room that I was talking about earlier. Just wanted a second way to get it up if I ever needed to set it. Originally, I wanted to draft Trevenant for the exact same reason, but that got sniped up right before I was about to take it, so I had to redo some stuff here. Brute Bonnet, I think, is a really slept-on pick, honestly. I picked him so late because I didn't think anybody else really had Brute Bonnet on their radar, but I love Brute Bonnet. He's got Redirection, he's got Photosynthesis, so he's amazing in the sun. He's got Stab Sucker Punch, he's got some decent grass-type coverage, he's got Spores, he's got Rage Powder, he's got everything. He's amazing. Not to mention he's got access to growth, which actually doubles both of his attack and his special attack in the sun. So I think I could find a spot to use that at some point in this draft league. I don't think I'm going to end up using that in week one, though. I picked up Rhydon and Revavroom as well, just for extra coverage. I needed a little bit more, ground coverage. After I drafted Rhydon, I realized my team had 5 fairy weaknesses, I think. Let's see, Walking Wake, Roaring Moon, Hitmontop, Brute Bonnet 4. There are actually quite a bit more in earlier versions of this draft. So I picked up a Revavroom to help me with my fairy weakness there. Of course, I do have access to Terra on whatever I need to Terra, but that's just one thing. So that ended up being my team. I'm very happy with it. I think we're going to be able to go far with this team. It's very, very heavily a sun team, and each of these little guys is going to be forming a very special place in my heart over the next few weeks. But anyway, let's take a look at our week one matchup here. We're going up against United Mike's Flamin Flamigos. I actually wanted to do a Flamigo themed team, but then I saw that he picked this name, and I was like, ah man. But the next draft league I do, the Flock Steppers are going to be stepping up. So right off the bat, I am incredibly worried about that Raging Bolt. It is his 20-point pick. It's one of his 20-point picks. Both of his 20-point picks, amazing in the sun, by the way. So I'm very worried about this match, to be totally honest. Raging Bolt's going to be able to get that photosynthesis boost and do absolutely insane damage to anything that I have on my team. It's also incredibly tanky, and if he decides to run an Assault Vest set, I'm going to have a very hard time taking it out. So I feel like this is just me. I think he's probably going to end up doing that, so I'm going to need to find some way to take it out with physical damage. Whimsicott's also really going to help it. One of my only ways of dealing with Raging Bolt is going to be to kill it before it can do anything to me. I can't stop Thunderclap with my team. I don't really have any way of stopping priority moves, unfortunately. Whimsicott's going to be able to set up Tailwind and Encore me into doing things that I don't want to do. So I'm extremely worried about this combination here. But the thing that I hate the most, I don't know if I said I'm most scared of Raging Bolt. That's partially true. I am equally scared of Raging Bolt and Ogerpon Hearthflame on this team. Ogerpon Hearthflame does such obscene amounts of damage, especially once it's terastallized and is in the sun. I'm definitely running sun on week 1. I mean, I got to establish myself as the sun player here, right? So Ogerpon Hearthflame, it's definitely coming. It's definitely doing damage with big Ivy Cudgels, and I'm gonna have to be able to kill it, or he's just gonna be able to run away with the game. Walking Wake, with a Life Orb set, I think can one-shot Ogerpon Hearthflame. Luckily, with it being the way that it is, I don't really have to worry about, oh, what if he Terras into water? Because he can't do that. He has to Terra into fire. So he's always going to be weak to Hydro Steams. Unfortunately, Ogerpon is exactly 1 speed point faster than Walking Wake, so I'm going to have to do some funky stuff just to make sure that I can outspeed it in or out of Tailwind. Next up is Cresselia, which I can see him taking. I'm not worried about it. Like, the first 3 things on his team, it's a very front-loaded team, I want to say. He picked 3 picks that were at the very top of the point bracket. Cresselia, I can't see coming here. If he decides to go for a Trick Room mode, he might bring, like, Cresselia and Primarina to get those big dazzling gleams out on me, which I was saying I've got a very fairy weak team, and Primarina's going to be able to do a lot of really take advantage of that if he decides to bring that. Rampardos could also be a big pick here. It is only a 2-pointer, but it's got insane damage, and with like a Life Orb Sheer Force combo, it could really mess me up and one-shot some of my key pieces here. Mienshao, I can also see him wanting to bring that here. Not necessarily for the Intimidate. I'm probably going to be mainly using Walking Wake and Torkoal. Well, he might expect me to use Roaring Moon and Brute Bonnet and possibly Rev of Room, depending on what he's expecting. So actually, yeah, I can see some good Intimidate value from Mienshao. And also, I don't have a good way to stop Fake Out, so I think Mienshao would be a great pick for him. I'll just have to kind of play around it, but we'll see what he does. Berserker, I don't think is coming. I'm not too worried about it. It could give him some Fake Out value, but other than that, I don't see it being too helpful. Leave Annie and Krokorok, I also don't really see as being big threats against my team, so I'd be very surprised if he ended up bringing any of those and ran some kind of set that ended up being really good against what I did, but I can't see it. So if you do end up running that, props to you, dude. Yeah, so let me show you what I have come up with here to try and take on his team here. So first up, we've got an Assault Vest Walking Wake set here. I am very worried about those Thunderclaps from Raging Bolt and him doing pretty much any damage to me. So I'm running max speed, almost max special attack, Walking Wake. I made sure to give it 1 more speed than it has special attack. Because for that reason I was talking about earlier with Ogerpon, it just being 1 speed point higher than Walking Wake, I need to get that speed booster photosynthesis in order to be able to outspeed it. It should be able to one-shot an Ogerpon in the sun here. And I gave it a Terra type of Steel to help cover some of that Fairy type weakness that I have. And I gave it the moves: Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower, and Hydro Steam. Those are very common. They have most of the coverage that I need here. And I also gave it Flip Turn. And the reason that I gave it Flip Turn, I'm gonna skip a little bit ahead here, is because of this Roaring Moon set that I cooked up for this week. I wanted to go for a pretty standard sun, except for this. I wanted to do something a little funky with this Roaring Moon here. So this is Terra Fire Weakness Policy Roaring Moon. At first, I knew I wanted to do an acrobatic set, but I didn't necessarily want to run booster energy on Roaring Moon here. So I was looking through the items. I couldn't really find anything I'd be able to proc really quickly. But weakness policy ended up being one of the top picks for me, I think. So the idea is that my Walking Wake is just a little bit faster than my Roaring Moon here. I think they are both set to max speed, but Walking Wake does have the speed advantage because it's Jolly. Or is it Timid? You know, I can never remember what the names of these things. It's Timid. It's Timid Walking Wake. And this right here, this Roaring Moon is Adamant. So it's going to be able to outspeed. Turn 1, I'm planning on only doing this for the first game, but I'm hoping that it works out. Walking Wake will flip turn after Roaring Moon Terras, consuming the weakness policy, and then he could just launch devastating acrobatics. On top of that, Walking Wake will be able to flip turn into Torkoal. So on top of the acrobatics, it's also going to get the photosynthesis boost. So I think that'll be a really, really fun way to kind of start this. I don't imagine it's going to work twice, though. Once he sees what I'm doing, he's not going to let it happen again. But yeah, I also ran Fire Fang due to the fact that Terra Fire Fang in the sun can kill a lot of his team, it turns out. It does kind of nasty damage. Breaking Swipe as well. I don't remember why I put Breaking Swipe on here, but it's probably just for the AoE stab and to reduce Ogerpon Hearthflame's damage as well. I really needed to make sure that I had some kind of answer to that. Super effective at damage against Raging Bolt is something that I really needed. Yep, that's why I ran Breaking Swipe. And rounded out the set with Protect. You can never go wrong with Protect here, and this is a very little defense invested into this Roaring Moon here. But yes, next up on our radar is Illumise. Illumise is here to support and do nothing else. He's here to set Sunny Day if my opponent ever decides that I shouldn't have access to the sun. He's here to click that button and not let... I'm sorry, she's here to click that button and not let them get away with that. So Covert Cloak, just to get around the Mienshao fake outs. I'm a little bit worried about that, as well as Terra Ghost. I'm running both because he's going to be able to see my Terra types, but he's not going to be able to see my item. So I feel like if I'm running Terra Ghost and Covert Cloak, he might be a little... maybe it was a mistake. I don't know. I'm gonna stick with it anyway, but I'm hoping that he fakes out into Illumise instead of just trying to kill it outright. I'm a little worried about not having a Focus Sash on it, but I'm giving it a pretty standard set. Tailwind, Fake Tears, Encore, Sunny Day. Tailwind for speed control, obviously. Fake Tears, so that when it's paired with Walking Wake, it's going to be able to one-shot pretty much anything on his team. I don't think Raging Support is going to be able to support a combination of Fake Tears and Dragon Pulse. Encore is there to kind of discourage him from protecting, and of course Sunny Day, so I can maintain the sun. Torkoal is also here, and I'm actually running an Eject Pack set. I feel like it's very obvious that I'm running a sun team. So I think the Eject Pack Torkoal is going to be the way to go here. I think being able to swap him in and out regularly will help me maintain that value of having a sun without having too much trouble doing it. So obviously I gave him Overheat so that he can use it, swap himself out, and get somebody else in, provide that value. Also went Helping Hand and Yawn here. I didn't invest anything into special attack here. I don't expect Torkoal is going to be picking up a lot of kills here. I just want it to live. So everything into HP, everything into special defense, so it can survive those Dazzling Gleams or Water moves if Primarina decides to use them, as well as Raging Bolts, Thunderbolts, and stuff like that. Next up is this Brute Bonnet. I am running I don't remember why I picked the numbers that I did. I'll be totally honest with you. I think I just wanted to make sure it was as defensive as possible, and I gave it enough attack to one-shot something. I think it was Primarina with Seed Bomb, but it might not work out the way that I wanted it to. But yeah, Brute Bonnet is mainly here as my supporter, so I put all of its EVs into HP defense and special defense. Hopefully he'll just be up here shooting out spores, using rage powders. He shouldn't have to be doing too much damage here, but he can if he wants to. That's what he's here for. Last but not least is Revavroom. I needed a little bit of coverage. I didn't have a lot of good ways of damaging like Primarina and that and the sort of thing. So if he ends up really leaning into the Fairy archetype, I wanted to have Revavroom in here as kind of a way to deal with that. So this is a Choice Band filter Revavroom. I gave it Gunk Shot, Iron Head, Spit Out, and Self Destruct. I don't know if I'm gonna end up using this. This is very much just to send him in if the situation calls for it. But I don't know how heavily he's gonna lean into Fairy this week. So it's here if I need it. But mainly the team is going to consist of Walking Wake, Illumise, Roaring Moon, and Torkoal, and possibly Brute Bonnet if I could see a situation for it. So that's what we're gonna end up doing in the first week. I'm really looking forward to it. I wish United Mike and the Flamin Flamigos the best of luck, and I will see you guys after the match. Okay. Ugh. I think I'm just gonna start Walking Wake and Roaring Moon game 1. He's not gonna expect a side flip turn right off the bat, and then after that, I think I'll just play normally. Let's see, what's he got? Primarina, Whimsicott, Flipcon, Hearth Flame, Cellular, and Partners, Raging Bolt. Okay, this is pretty much what I expected here. I think I'm just gonna go for it. Jumanji 2, Rory Calhoun, Lost in New York in the back. See, he doesn't really have a way to shut down Brute Bonnet. Is Revavroom good? Revavroom just dies to Hearth Flame. But it's good again into everything else. Let's try the car. He's starting Whimsicott and Raging Bolt. Feels like kind of a waste to do what I was gonna do then. I think I'm gonna do it anyway. Let's just go ahead and flip turn into Roy Calhoun, Terrifier, Acrobatics into Raging Bolt. Might kill. Yeah, okay. A little worried about Moonblast from when we got there. So actually, yeah, Thunderclap could also really hurt it, but if he dies, it dies. Hold switch. Okay. Didn't do as much as I thought it would. That's probably Assault Vest Bolt. There's Primarina. Okay. Not loving Matera here, but... Oh god, that did way more than I thought it would. This is not gonna work. I can already feel this being absolutely awful. I think I gotta go Lost in New York here, just get the photosynthesis boost. Okay. That's good. You got Tailwind and Rory Calhoun is at half health, but other than that, great. Great turn there. That is Ogerpon. Gonna do some serious damage to both of my guys, even though they both resist. I am not a fan of this Pokemon. I'm gonna go for Yawn here. Yawn Protect. Drawing out Whimsicott. Sending out Raging Bolt again. Yep, there it is. It's got Photosynthesis, of course. Okay. Please hit Raging Bolt. Please hit Rory Calhoun. Oh! We love to see it. Alright. Now what? It's not gonna protect that slot. I also can't really hit it with anything. Yeah. I'll just yawn, go for an acrobatics again. How many more turns of Tailwind do we have? Two. Okay, as long as Raging Bolt doesn't kill Roaring Moon immediately, which it might. Thunderclap. Oh! Let's go. Figured he would just go for an offensive move there. Now that's gonna get yawned. They can't swap out, so I'm very glad I used that move there. Ogerpon's coming back in. It's probably going to Stomping Tantrum into goal. Which I wonder if that kill. It almost definitely kills. But I think that's fine. We get a free swap. And depending on if that's Adamant or the fast one, I think Rory Calhoun probably outspeeds Ogerpon as well. Just Thunderclap. That's a Yawn. Got protected. Okay. Now I think we just Breaking Sway. Do some good damage, lowers attack. Yeah, should be fine. Ooh, went for the double. That's asleep. Okay, looking pretty good for me here. I don't think I'm gonna do this again. That was quite possibly the scariest thing I've ever done. Okay, I think he's gonna high horsepower, or no, Stomping Tantrum into Lost in New York, which could kill it. So I'm just gonna swap into Jumanji 2 here and protect, just for my, my differential is what the kids are calling it. Stomping Tantrum. Ah, killed anyway. Okay. That's fine. I mean, it would have killed Torkoal. It's a Torkoal. Actually, maybe it wouldn't have. It's a Torkoal. And let's go ahead and set Torkoal back out. I still don't know who's faster between Ogerpon and Walking Wake. That information was never revealed. Or Ogerpon and Roaring both. Let's see, what's he seen? He's only seen Yawn on my Torkoal, so let's just Yawn again. I mean, it's not gonna matter here, but I don't know. Okay, that was a good game 1. 3-0. Let's see if we can get a sweep here. Probably not. I mean, most of my strategy was based around that gimmicky side flip turn. What can we do in game 2 here? I do think I want to start Torkoal here. And let's go Illumise, because I probably outspeed. I don't know though. On Jumanji 2 in the back, and is this another Rory Calhoun game? Could be Mushroom Dan. Yeah, let's give Dan a time to shine right now. Yeah, having to wait out that Tailwind game 1 was really annoying. Cresselia Ogerpon. I genuinely have no idea what Cresselia is going to do. Put Trick Room, in which case Tailwind would be just awful. Let's go ahead and overheat to Ogerpon. I don't know, I'm still worried about Trick Room, so let's go to Big Tier 2. I think he's gonna think that I'm gonna Tailwind, because that's the up. He's not thinking about that. Well. Maybe it won't kill. Well, that'll kill. That's dead. It's not dead! I hate this. I hate this so much. Ah. Okay, I'm gonna overheat there. I'm gonna fake tears here. Dude, he's gonna kill it, but man, it sucks. I really needed that to win. Don't lower. Wow, it's alive! It lowered. It. No! No! Oh my god. Oh. Oh, that sucks. Okay, he's got a lot of fairy moves here, so probably just go for the Hydro Steam here. And I want to encore this just so it doesn't trick room. Damn. I'm like, got the Moonblast special attack drop and the overheat miss. That was damn. Okay, so he's swapping out Ogerpon here, almost guaranteed. So whenever he swaps that into, he'll probably be weak to a Understand Flamethrower. I don't remember what he brought. He's got Cresselia in the back. Probably Raging Bolt as well, so Dragon Pulse? Dragon Pulse fake too. He was just gonna let me encore. Okay. Do some good damage. Kill it. Okay. What's that Primarina gonna do? Hyper Blast. Okay, that crit did nothing. Like, it is water. I am in the sun right now, so not too worried about it. Not really worried about Cresselia either here, though. I'm a little worried about Trick Room and Protect. Let's see. Yeah, let's go for Hydro Steam, Fake Tears, Cresselia. Oh. They're electric, which I think doesn't resist water. I can never remember. I feel like that's a weird one. Did not protect. Not quite good enough. There's that trick room, yep. Okay, let's actually double into Cresselia here. Definitely want to encore that slot. Actually, it's just... Oh, right, can't Dragon Pulse there. Actually, nothing I have is very good against Primarina. I'm going to Dragon Pulse here. And let's go ahead and fake here. Sunny Day, Sunny Day. Very much a last second decision. Also, Hyper Voice still isn't gonna really do anything, especially because I Sunny Day, which I thought of. I definitely thought of this play when I had that in mind. No, I took way too long thinking there. Hyper Voice. Who is in the back here? Hardos. Okay. So I think Jumanji 2 is just dead, unfortunately. Do still have Mushroom Dan in the back, but yeah, I guess we just Hydro Steam here. Hope that that's fine, and then... Fake Tears into... Primarina? I don't know, because they're both gonna die here. Oh! Okay. Not the one I needed to miss on, but that's okay, I think. Maybe. Okay, so Lost in New York, Mushroom Dan. How fast did I make this group on it? I gave him very little speed. This thing definitely underspeeds Primarina. Maybe we just yawn into Hardos. Have 2 turns of Trick Room left. Overheat could do some pretty good damage. No, I think Yawn's gonna be better. And let's... Maybe Spore? Yeah, Spore. Okay. Oh, that is slower. Okay. Alright, let's see if Mushroom Dan can 1v2 this. What is Rampardos? That's just a rock type, right? Alright, let's just go for Rampardos now. Oh! Let's go. That's the first turn of sleep. Come on, do some good damage. I'd say that was good damage. Okay, now we know it is faster than Primarina, so we can just pretty safely Seed Bomb here. No, frame rate is slow. Are they speed tying? Or am I misremembering? There we go. 2-0 in our first game. I think that's a wonderful start. I lost a bunch of guys in that second match, but I'm very happy with how that went. Alright, good game. United Mike, Flamin Flamigos, you put up a very good fight today. Yeah, let's not battle again. Alright, I will see you guys next week.